compare rational numbers. How we can compare the rational numbers? Suppose A, B and C. A, B, C and D. A, B, C and D are integers, where B and D are positive integers. If A upon B, first condition, if A upon B and C upon D, therefore A into B is greater than C into D, then if A into D is greater than C into D, then A upon B is greater than C upon D, means the first multiplication, when we consider these two fractions A upon B and C upon D, we take, this is the first product, A into D, and second product is C into B. This is the first product and this one is second product. If first product is greater, then the first ratio is greater, means first rational number is greater. If the second product is greater, then the second rational number is greater. If both products, first and second, are equal, then the rational numbers are equal. So the second case, if A into B is equals to C into D, then A upon B is equals to C upon D. Third condition, if A into B is less than C into D, then A upon B is less than C upon D. Okay, so we only compare the first product and second product. First product means numerator of first rational number into denominator of second, and second product is numerator of second into denominator of first. This is the first product and this one is second. Okay, got it? How we compare this? Now we go for the practice set 1.2. So the statement for that, the question statement of the question is compare the following. Compare the following numbers. So the first number is given as -7 and minus 2. We know that friends, if the negative number is seen greater, then its actual value is smaller. In other words, when we go from right to left, the values of the numbers on the number line goes on decreasing. Values of the numbers on number lines goes on decreasing from right to left. Right to left. What happened? The values are decreasing. Means each number on the right side of the given number is greater and the number on the left side it is smaller. So when we see minus 7 and 2, minus 7 is on the left of 2. We know that if A and B, A and B are positive, then A is greater than B, A is greater than B, and minus A is smaller than minus B. Similarly, 7 is greater than 2. 7 is greater than 2. But minus 7 is less than minus 2. This is our answer. Second example is 0 and minus 9 by 5. Minus 9 upon 5. We know, friends, 0 is on the right side of the minus 9 upon 5. Who one is on right side? 0. Hence 0 is greater than the minus 9 by 5. Okay, why? Because it is on the 0 is on the right of the minus 9 upon 5. So the answer is 0 is greater than minus 9 upon 5. Okay. Next one is minus 5 upon 4 and 1 upon 4. We know that each positive number is greater than any negative number. Here minus 5 upon 4 and 1 by 4. Minus 5 upon 4 is negative and 1 by 4 is positive. Hence, the positive number is greater than the negative. So we can say that minus 5 upon 4 is less than 1 upon 4. Minus 5 upon 4 is less than 1 upon 4. Now, we take the next example. That is 15 upon, the fourth one example is 15 upon 12. 15 upon 12 and 7 upon 16. 7 upon 16. Here we take the cross multiplication. the first product is 15 into 16. 15 into 16, that is 15 6 are 90. 15 1 are 15 plus 9 24. 24. Okay, 24, that is 240. 240. Our answer is 240. And second product is 7 into 12. 7 into 12. So what happened? 84. 84. So 240 is greater than 84. Hence, the first fraction 15 upon 12 is greater than 7 upon 16. 7 upon 16. Okay. So friends, this is the practice set 1.2. At this example, we close this practice set 1.2. Okay, thank you. Decimal representation of rational numbers. Example, that is 3 upon 5. How we can write this in the decimal form? Means this is nothing but the division. So we have to divide 3 by 5. We have to divide 3 by 5. 3 by 5. So 5 is greater than 3. Hence 3 cannot be divisible by 5. Hence we have to take the decimal. So 3.000. We take number of zeros after decimal. So the first, after decimal, first 0 is taken, then it becomes 30. 5 6 are 30. Now we subtract this. 3 minus 3, 0. 0. Means this division gets completed and the remainder one is 0. Hence, the decimal form of this 3 by 5 is 0.6. 0.6. Similarly, we take one more example, that is 7 by 2. 7 by 2. So how we can write this 7 by 2? Similarly, we have to divide 7 by 2. So what happens, friends? 2 3 are 6. 2 3 are 6. 1 is remain. 1 is remain. So 1 is smaller than 2. We take the decimal here. It becomes 10. 2 5s are 10. 10 minus 10, that is 0. Here our division get completed because the remainder is 0. So the decimal fraction of this 7 by 2 is 3.5. Okay, 3.5. In this way, we can convert this fractions or the rational numbers in the decimal form. We take the third one example, that is 11 upon 8. So how we convert this? This 11 is divided by 8. 8 ones are 8. 11 minus 8, 3. 3 is smaller than 8. So we take the decimal. It becomes 30. 8 3s are 24. 8 3s are 24. 30 minus 24, 6. 30 minus 24, 6. 10 minus 4 is 6. Carry 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. Now 6 is also greater than, smaller than 8. So we take 0. 8 7s are 56. 8 7s are 56. Now when we subtract this, 10 minus 6 again 4, and that is 2 0. Again we take 5, again 0. 8 5s are 40. 40 minus 40, 0. Therefore this 11 upon 8 is written as 1.375. 375. In this way we can write the given rational numbers in the decimal fractions. Okay. Now we take another one example, that is 5 upon 6. 5 upon 6. How we can convert this? This 5 is divided by 6. 5 is divided by 6. 5 is smaller than 6, hence we take the decimal. So it becomes 5.000. So now this is considered to be 50. 6 8s are 48. 6 8s are 48. 2 remains. We take 0. That becomes 20. 6 3s are 18. 6 3s are 18. 12 minus 18. 20 minus 18, that is 2. Again it is considered by taking more 0. 18. 20. 6 3s are 18. 20 minus 18, again 2. When we see this is going to be repeated, so on. So 5 by 6, 5 by 6 is written as 0.833, so on. Okay. So when we continue this process, then 3 get repeated. This repeating 3 is known as recurring. So we convert this into the fraction 0.8 recurring 3. For recurring we have to give a dot on the top of that number, and we read this 0.8 recurring 3. 0.8 recurring 3. So when we compare these 3 examples, first, second, third with fourth, it is clear that in these 3 examples, first 3 examples, the process of division get completed. It has a particular end. The process has a end, means remainder is 0. But in the fourth one example, the process cannot get completed or it cannot have the end. Such decimal fractions are known as recurring decimal fractions. Recurring decimal fractions. Okay? So we take an example for that. Just see, we take one example, that is 2 upon 11. When we divide this 2 by 11, then the process get repeated as 0.181818. Means when we continue this process, then the next number is 18. Means this 18 gets continually repeated. Such type of fractions are non-terminating recurring decimal fractions. Such type of fractions are known as non-terminating recurring decimal fractions. Just see the sixth one example. 9 upon 37. When we divide 9 by 37, then what happens? Obviously 9 is smaller than 37. So it is not possible. For that we take the decimal and take some zeros after that. So 37 to the 74. 90 minus 74, that is 16. Next 0 is taken. Again that becomes 160. 37 4 the 148. 160 minus 148, that is 12. We take 0. Again 37 3 the 111. 120 minus 111, the remainder is 9. Means that 9 is similar to this. Okay. When we divide more, 37 to the 74, 16 are remain. When we divide more, then 37 3 the 148. When subtract 12, again 37 3 the 111 and 9 again remain. Means this process start to repeat. When we continue this, then the next number is 4, again 3, again 2, 4, 3, 2, like this. Means we write this fraction as 0.243 243 dash, means which group is going to repeat? 243. So this one is equals to 0. Recurring 243. Recurring 243. When a group is repeating or recurring, then a bar is given on the recurring numbers, and we read this 0. Recurring 243. It is recurring 243. These are the recurring non-terminating decimal fractions. Okay. We have studied the rational numbers on number lines. But on the number lines, in addition to rational numbers, there are many more numbers on a number line. They are not rational numbers. That is, they are irrational numbers. The numbers which are lie on the number lines other than the rational numbers are irrational numbers. So which numbers are irrational numbers or how to show them? Then for this we take the first example, that is root 2. root 2. How we can show the root 2 on number line? Suppose we take a number line, that is the point O represents 0, minus 1 and 1. We draw a perpendicular line L at 1 to the given number line. Suppose that point is A. Now friends, we see here, we draw the line L perpendicular this number line at A and join the segment OP. Then we get a triangle OAP. But when we observe this in OAP, angle A is of 90 degree. Means triangle OAP is a right angled triangle. In a right angled triangle, this side OP, which is opposite to right angle, it is known as hypotenuse. It is known as hypotenuse. And we know that in a right angle triangle, we studied that we have to apply the Pythagoras. So what is the Pythagoras? The square of hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the perpendicular sides. Means OP square, OP or PO square equals to OA square plus AP square. But this AP is also unit distance. OA is also distance 1. Hence, we substitute OA equals to 1 and AP is equals to also 1. 1 square plus 1 square equals to 1 square of 1 is 1. 1 plus 1, that is 2. This is OP square or PO square equals to 2. By taking the square root, OP square becomes OP. OP square became OP and the square root of 2 is under root 2. That is under root 2. Hence, this distance OP is root 2. Distance OP is root 2. Where we take this OP distance in compass and draw an arc which intersect to the number line. That arc intersect to this line at this point, and this point shows the number root 2. This shows the root 2. Hence, on this side, when we take the same distance and draw a chap, then that is also shows minus root 2. In this way, this root 2, which is not a rational number, that is also present on the number line. Similarly, for showing the other irrational numbers on the number line, we continue this process for the root 3 also. For root 3, this O, suppose now see this, OC is equals to root 2. OC equals to root 2. Draw a perpendicular line at point C to the number line. Suppose that line is M. Draw a perpendicular line M at point C and take a point, another point R at 1 unit distance from C, that is R, and we join this RO, Then Again we get the right angle triangle. Suppose that is in a triangle OCR. OCR. What happened? Angle C equals to 90 degree. Angle C equals to 90 degree. Again, similar to this, we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem. So by Pythagoras theorem, what happened? OR square means hypotenuse square equals to OC square plus RC square, means these are the perpendicular side, OC and CR or RC. Substitute the values of OC is root 2. OC is root 2 square plus RC is taken as unit height, that is 1 square. Square of root 2 is 2 and square of 1 is 1. 2 plus 1, 3. Means OR square equals to 3. By taking the square root of both sides, what happens? OR is equals to root 3. When we take the distance OR in the compass and draw the arc from this R point up to this point is nothing but root 3. This is nothing but the root 3. In this way, we can show the rational number, irrational numbers on the number line also. Okay. So, at this example, it is clear that the irrational numbers are also present on the number line. How we can represent them? Similarly, if we want to show the root phi on the number line, then we can draw the perpendicular. I had to join this, and by using the Pythagoras, this is 2 square plus 1 square, that is 4 plus 1, and 4 plus 1 phi. By taking the square root phi, means from this when we draw the arc, that is obviously nothing but the root phi. Okay. In this way, this chapter rational and irrational number is over here. Thank you. So on.